Hello ladies and gentlemen, and like usual, and first Saturday comes and there's a brand new Sailor Moon crystal. This is Act 13, Final Battle, Reincarnation. Of course, they start off with first the replay of Tuxedo Mask and Sailor Moon being sacrificed. Just the whole Romeo and Juliet thing going on. And you have Usagi basically giving the farewell speech in quotations. And of course, how I love that they just bring the intro. They first give you a little piece of, or basically a recap, and then you're able to snap your fingers and there is the intro and it starts. I love how that happens. Well, anyways, talk about shoutouts. So Sailor Moon is crystallized by the legendary silver crystal. In the previous series, they actually had Sailor Mars, Sailor Jupiter, Sailor Venus, and Sailor Mercury all crystallized, all killed by crystals, and you see crystal pillars with their bodies in them and they're dead. This time you have just Sailor Moon with the legendary silver crystal, and it crystallized both Sailor Moon and Tuxedo Mask, and, well, what do you know? Queen Metalia actually absorbed them. And it gets even more intense. It just gets, wow, it's just so different from the previous one. It really is so different. You have Luna and Artemis doing more. Like I said in the previous episode of this, it's the fact that Luna and Artemis, all they were doing was just on the roof of a certain house. That's all they were doing. They were just on the roof. This time they actually teleport themselves and tried to take on Queen Metalia themselves. Luna got hurt, and then after that they actually are able to teleport again, and they teleported into the Temple of the Moon, or the Moon Temple that was on the moon. Again, you have Sailor Planet Attack being used again, but sadly it's no avail because, well, Queen Metalia actually has the legendary silver crystal inside of her, so that actually makes her very, very powerful. But the good news is that the Sailor Guardians are doing more than what they did previously, because at this point, basically one by one, they were getting picked off like flies. But this time, you had all four of them together, basically just showing the idea that teamwork is in this whole entire series. But wow, I do have to admit, wow, on the fact that Queen Metalia is winning. She has taken over the whole entire world with her shadow / taintedness, or whatever you want to call it. Wow. And of course, Moon Temple, the Moon Temple is being used more, besides actually getting teleported there in episode 10, Act 10, where they got a little bit of a rundown what happened to Silver Millennium. Yeah, but this time they're actually using it to kind of getting somewhat assistance with the Sailor Moon and the Guardians. But it's not really that avail. It doesn't really work out for Luna for right now. And now you have the big reverse. So instead of what happened at the showdown in the first series, it's the fact that you have all four Sailor Guardians talking to Serena / Usagi, saying, you can do it, you have the power to do it. Yeah. So instead, you basically have Usagi actually giving the pep talk to each one of them, and all of them try their best, and they use their pins, which they're apparently their pins, their transformation pins, are even more useful in this version as well. They use their 4 pins to actually wake Usagi up from her sleep. And it turns out that Usagi's not dead. Usagi's actually alive, and the watch Tuxedo Mask gave her yet again saved her life. Or yet again, Tuxedo Mask saved her life by giving her the watch. The legendary silver crystal did more than what it did previously. And of course, Tuxedo Mask is alive again. And Tuxedo Mask was none other alive because of the generals. It turns out his guardians actually saved him. Yeah. Hopefully we'll get a little bit more into what exactly was those crystals that he had in his pocket. Maybe. Eventually, someday. I don't know. But anyways, Tuxedo Mask is alive, but he's quite weak. And now you have the showdown. The final showdown with Queen Metalia, but Beryl's gone. Yeah, as you can see, Beryl was gone. Beryl got killed yesterday, last episode. But this time, unlike the series before, you just had Queen Beryl, who is the main head honcho bad guy. But this time, they actually made Queen Metalia, the evil energy force that she was using, the actual bad guy. So the generals return, but they return in spirit just to talk about and just saying how, just a little explanation of what happens with Queen Metalia and the fact that Queen Metalia has a weak spot on her forehead. And basically you just have Sailor Moon and Tuxedo Mask both facing Metalia together, which technically that is how it happened in the previous series. The fact that you had Tuxedo Mask and Sailor Moon together, but Tuxedo Mask was still kind of under her control until a certain point. And then as soon as he came to, and he's now on the good side again, Queen Beryl basically stabs freaking Tuxedo Mask and kills him. Yeah, so it's kind of like, yeesh. So anyways, you have the moon stick that turned into a staff, which I'm like, that is new. That is so new. I would have preferred the moon stick actually turn into the staff in the first series as well, because look at Queen Beryl. Queen Beryl has a staff. What does freaking Sailor Moon has? A moon stick. Seriously? I would have rather she actually did have the staff as well. Whatever. But anyways, the episode ends not sealing Queen Metalia. Queen Metalia apparently is still at large, and it will be concluded next time in Act 14. Wow, they're really dragging it out. And I guess one other note I have to tell you guys, it's just the fact of now Hulu has admitted, they kind of admitted that the Dark Kingdom saga has ended, because they were like, now on Hulu is Sailor Moon Crystal Dark Kingdom Saga. So technically I think it might be a little teeny tiny bit premature to do that, because you don't have Queen Beryl defeated yet. But I get what they're saying, just the fact of, well, they have mostly all of the first season already done. So, yeah. But anyways, that's all I have to tell you guys. This is brand new. This is a brand new episode, a brand new take on it. I'm not gonna say, oh man, it's based on a manga, I know, yada yada yada. No, it's more just the fact of this is brand new. If you're just you watch Sailor Moon and now you're watching Sailor Moon Crystal, this is brand new. This is like, wow. Technically, I would have loved it for them just to end it already, but they're milking it right now. They're really seriously milking this final battle, which I really hope that it's worth milking, because I would rather they just end it right now in Act 13, and then Act 14 is the beginning of the Guardians. Well, I think it's the beginning of the Guardians. If they're going by what the original series did, then the Guardians are up next. But if not, then, well, I'm right here waiting for what's going on next. So, for now, thank you for listening, and I'm webbing out. So, tell me what you guys think. Peace.